Hey everybody, it's Wednesday, Dioxide Design. Iggy is back in town and he's gonna be helping us out. Last time you did snatches, I think this exact same complex. Yeah. So today we have an on the minute, it's 8 minutes. We have actually it was different because we're doing a power and a squat. So we have a power snatch and then our second repetition, it's gonna be a complex, is going to be a low hang squat snatch. And kind of the theme of today's work, I've talked a lot about technique in snatches, but kind of the main thing that I wanted to talk about is how in CrossFit, the snatch movement is a skill movement long before it's a strength movement. I think a lot of people think that in order to get stronger with the snatch, we use the weight lifted as our measurement. And for 99% of us, we do not need to worry about what's on the bar. We need to focus on developing proper positions. The more you can do that, the more success you're gonna have with it. So Iggy's gonna step up to this bar here. And we're gonna talk about just making sure we're keeping this bar moving vertically today. So Iggy's gonna start off from the floor. Our first repetition is gonna be power snatch. So he's gonna hit a nice full extension. That bar is traveling vertically and he's gonna punch that up overhead. Good, you see he's nice and rigid and you guys can see that turnover where he goes from being weightless to reconnecting to the bar overhead. Can you show us that one more time there? Another power snatch. So watch that point of contact, the bar becomes weightless, and then he punches up against it. You guys can see the success of that turnover. Really looking for that today. You can relax that bar, Iggy, good. Okay, so in that power snatch, you can see that generation of power, that transference of energy to the bar. You see that turnover where he's very rigid. He's punching up against the bar. He's not, I call it being soft and turning through. Some people try to turn through that bar and it causes a really weak overhead position. So after we do that power, you understand what it feels like to bring that bar all the way up high into that power position. Now Iggy's gonna do the exact same thing, but he's gonna do a squat snatch to receive it. And it's gonna be from low hang. So after you guys hit that power, let's just hit that power first, Iggy. So he's gonna hit that power snatch, good. Then he's bringing it back down to the hip, and now he's gonna come below the knee and hit his squat snatch. Good, awesome, relax. Good. Now what you'll see is in that squat snatch, his focus was on meeting the bar, right? He didn't just fall underneath with no tension into the bottom of the hole because it's supposed to be a squat snatch. If the bar ended up traveling up to here, that's where Iggy met it, and then he rode it down into the bottom of the squat. And that's a really important concept. I really don't like seeing when people crash underneath that bar. The idea is for us to create as much tension as possible between the floor and the barbell. And we do that by staying nice and rigid and loading that squat effectively. All right, so we've got a power snatch and a hang snatch, and then we're actually gonna be using snatches in the next component of our workout as well. Okay, next piece, we are continuing with our snatches here. So we have 3 repetitions. It's gonna be a 10-round workout. We've got 3 repetitions. We're gonna go from high hang, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. And then we have 20 double unders. So just back and forth, 3 snatches, 20 double unders for 10 rounds. There's no rest interval in between. But we're gonna talk about this high hang position because oftentimes we find in Metcons, this is where it's like the hardest we find as coaches to keep the quality of the repetitions looking the same. So we're gonna bring this to really where we start teaching people snatches, is from that high hang position, understanding what that extension is supposed to feel like, that transference of energy to the bar. So Iggy's gonna step in here. And now if you guys have the mobility to be able to come down into a full squat, a full overhead squat, then we're gonna use that as your skill today. If you don't, we're gonna stick with a power snatch, all right? So Iggy's gonna bring that bar up into the pocket. So you're starting all the way up high. Now once you're in this position, you're pulling the lats back and you're keeping that bar up in the pocket as you hinge over. That bar is not going to track down your leg. That bar is gonna stay up in the hip pocket the whole time. Now from there, Iggy's gonna extend and then pull himself under into that catch. I'm gonna need to come down into a squat snatch now, Iggy. We'll do 2 in a row from that high hang into the squat. There we go, good. Awesome, very good, relax. You guys can see that yes, he's hitting a good extension, but what I love about the high hang position is it kind of limits our recruitment of the lower body, right? So relative to a full snatch or a hang snatch, the high hang, your capability of lifting weight is a little less. So what it forces you to do is it forces you to drive hard from that kind of limited recruitment position and then have to focus on the pull under, right? So we're doing high hang, we're focused on that nice extension, making sure that when you guys load down, we're not getting down the leg, we're staying up in the pocket, all right? And then from there we hit our repetitions. Once we're done that, we're moving to our rope. And this is just gonna get our heart rate going a little bit. We're gonna do 20 repetitions of double unders. Iggy's able to jump right into his double unders there, but we're just looking for a nice steady pace. You guys can go all 20 at a time. You might decide to segment this 10 reps and then 10 reps. And then once Iggy's done, he's moving back to the bar. Let's hit 3 more repetitions and we'll talk people through it. He's picking that bar, standing it up to the hip first, then hinging over, big drive. That's all right. Find your balance, that's good. Nice, good. Awesome, good, and relax, cool. So as we get through this and as you guys start getting more tired, I'm gonna get you just to take as much rest as you need on the bar in order to maintain the quality of your repetitions. So that would be 2 rounds for Iggy. He's gonna continue through until he's done all 10 rounds. And that's gonna wrap up our workout for the day. Maybe Iggy will give us a little bit of a highlight reel here.